I just love some of the new magic items from the Wild Beyond the Witchlight.
Yeah, why don't we talk about some of our favorite new D&D magic items from Wizards of the Coast?
I'm Nerdarchy Ted.
I'm Nerdarchy Dave. Welcome to Nerdarchy, for nerds by nerds.
Now let's cast Identify and see what some of these new items are.
So Appendix A is the magic item appendix in the new Wizards of the Coast book, The Wild Beyond the Witchlight.
The book has 21 new magic items in it. 21 magic items in it, but there are some things that have come from previous editions.
Yeah, there's a couple of reprints in there for sure. And then there's a couple items that are actually scattered. I think there's like 2 of them that aren't actually in the appendix, but they're actually in the adventure itself. So you have to kind of hunt for them.
They're linked to, a couple NPCs, that they belong to them. So either you have to do something for them to get them or kill them or who knows.
So for common magic items, we get 9 of them, 8 of which are reprints. So we only get 1 new one.
There's 3 uncommon magic items within the book.
We get 4 rare.
There's 4 very rare magic items.
We get 3 legendary items. We're actually going to talk about them later.
And then, of course, we've got a very powerful artifact in the book as well.
That would be Igwil's Cauldron.
A lot of fun things within the book. Was super excited. I always love magic items, whether it's a player and getting them or as a GM and giving them out. So that's always one of the things that I enjoy turning to when I get a new book.
Since we're talking about new things for your game, that kind of leads us to the sponsor of this video, and it is going to be on crowdfunding, Indiegogo, and it is a brand new Mag of Holding, the Gothic Horror Edition.
Mag of Holding goes bump in the night. Explore the tropes of Gothic horror genre. Battle terrifying monsters and several new frightening adventures. Discover a new subclass for warlocks, a new feat for those who want to whip it, and a new background built for horror settings. Oh, did we mention that our mysterious gnome Gizcog puts in an appearance? This time has an array of items which may or may not be cursed. So come on, adventurers, step bravely into darkness and take on the Mag of Holding, Gothic Horror, if you dare. And here is a list of what will be featured. 4 new Gothic Horror adventures, Pact of the Aberration subclass, 2 new NPCs, the new Whipmaster feat, 2 new backgrounds, magic item from Gizcog's Wandering Emporium, 4 new creatures, staples of Gothic Horror, Spooky Haunting Table, Bard's Corner, Kaylee's Cauldron with Dragna Carta, War of Worldcraft, Scary Short Story, and much, much more.
But of course, the sponsors is just one way of supporting us, and we'll put those links down in the description. How else can people help Nerdarchy out?
If you're looking to help out Nerdarchy to keep making videos like this, as well as the articles over on nerdarchy.com, you can head over to Patreon and support us there.
As a special thank you, patrons will receive 5e content for both DMs and players alike every month. We're sharing maps from our games, we're creating magic items, sometimes we turn them into print and play cards, drop-in encounters, we're making monsters, spells, feats, races, subclasses, and so much more. There will be a link down in the description as well as up in the card where you can go download a free sample to see what it's all about.
All right, so I've got my handy-dandy, Dead Tree version here. It's a awesome special cover with Star, the Displacer Beast, on it. And we're going to dive into the magic items section. As I said, I love magic items. I love, seeing what they're doing. I love when they have new powers, new things that take magic items in a different direction. But I also love looking at things that harken back to earlier days. And one of these items is exactly that. So I'm going to look at the Dreadhelm first. So wondrous item common. This fearsome steel helm makes your eyes glow red and hides the rest of your face in shadow while you wear it. Very simple, but if you wind up looking at this cool artwork and you've been a fan of D&D for a long time, you absolutely know where this helm comes from and who wore it. What iconic character.
But maybe your character will wear it better.
It all depends upon whether or not you've got a furry blue bikini. So, you want me to go into my second one, Dave, and then you're gonna take over, or do you want to read your first pick?
Sure. Go for it.
All right, so the one that stood out the most of, new items, not only does the name reach out and make me laugh or snicker, the absolute item powers and sentience of it made me fall in love with this great sword. So Snicker Snack It's a great sword. It's legendary. It requires attunement by a non-evil creature. You gain a +3 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic Vorpal sword. In addition, the weapon ignores resistance to slashing damage. When you use this weapon to attack a creature that has at least one head and you roll a 20 on the attack roll, you cut off one of the creature's head. The creature dies if it can't survive without the lost head. A creature is immune to this effect if it is immune to slashing damage. If it doesn't have or need a head, if it has legendary actions, or if the DM determines that the creature is too big for its head to be cut off by this weapon. Such a creature instead takes an extra 6d8 slashing damage from the hit. Already, it's amazing. It's essentially a Vorpal +3 weapon. But it doesn't stop there.
Well, it's actually a little bit better than a Vorpal weapon.
Right.
Because of the fact that even if you can't decapitate them, it does a crap ton of extra damage.
Exactly. While attuned to Snicker Snack, you have proficiency with greatswords. You can use your charisma modifier instead of your strength modifier for attack and damage rolls made with this weapon. So you could totally be a paladin that's more charismatic than strong and totally use this thing. It's designed for, bards, sorcerers, warlocks, anybody who is charisma base can just pick up this thing and use it with, charismatic abandon. But, as I said in the beginning, this is a sentient weapon. Snicker Snack is sentient, chaotic good greatsword with an intelligence of 9, a wisdom of 14, and a charisma of 18. It has hearing and dark vision out to a range of 120 feet. It can speak, read, and understand common, and its voice sounds silvery and melodic. Snicker Snack craves the destruction of evil dragons and urges you to seek out these creatures and slay them. Love it. Now, the super fun part. Snicker Snack has a fickle personality. It ends its attunement with you if you miss on attack rolls with this weapon 3 times in a row. Each time you finish a long rest after that happens, you can attempt to regain the sword's trust by making a contested charisma check against Snicker Snack. If you win the contest, your attunement to the weapon is instantly restored. Your attunement to the weapon can't be restored in any other way.
I think that's great. And I also feel like Snicker Snack should ridicule you if every time you miss.
I would absolutely, I love sentient magic items, and if that were to happen, absolutely, the sword has to mock you. The sword has to be like, "What are you doing? The monster's over there. How didn't you see that sword in the way, or the axe that stopped you?" Like, it has to do these fun things. And with a charisma of 18, its presence is strong. So like you'd have to be rolling off against this, and it's just a D20 roll. And you've already proven that the dice are not in your favor if you've missed 3 times. Right. So,
well, if you're a bard, you have a slightly better chance, just because you get to add, half your proficiency bonus, and you're a charisma caster, so that all helps. Using Snicker Snack should be like in every combat should essentially be like a trip to the dunk tank at a carnival or circus, right? Where they just kind of mock you the whole time.
Your mama can hit harder than that.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so what items have you picked out, Dave?
I've got the Witchlight Watch, which is a little tricky, and we'll get into why. It's a wondrous item. It's legendary. Requires attunement by Mr. Witch or his handpicked successor. So you can literally only get this magic item and use it if Mr. Witch is like,
here you go.
Here, have a carnival. This ornate pocket watch is fastened to the end of a gold chain. It glows with a faint golden light. When open, it makes a soft ticking noise that can be heard only by the creature holding it. The face of the watch shows a miniature painting of the Witchlight Carnival ringed by a tiny hedge, orbited at night by a mote of light small enough to slip through the eye of a needle. This light causes the henge to cast shadows, and these shadows allow the watch's owner to track the passage of time. Carnival setup and takedown. The creature attuned to the watch can use an action to initiate the packing up or unpacking of the Witchlight Carnival, provided the creature and the carnival are on the same plane of existence. In the span of 1 hour, all objects that are elements of the carnival are magically whisked about until everything is packed up and ready to travel or unpacked and assembled. The watch has no effect on creatures which can move about freely and safely while the carnival is being set up or taken down. Once the process of packing up or unpacking the carnival begins, it can't be stopped until the task is complete. When the watch is used to pack up or unpack the carnival, this property cannot be used again until 8 hours have elapsed. Additional properties. The pocket watch has the following additional properties. While carrying the watch, the creature attuned to it can cast the firebolt, invisibility, or message spell as an action, requiring no spell components, and using intelligence as a spellcasting ability. After the watch's invisibility spell is cast, roll a d8. On a roll of 3 or 8, the watch can't be used to cast the spell again until the next dawn. The creature attuned to the watch gains 30 pounds. The extra weight vanishes when the attunement ends. The creature attuned to the watch must eat and drink 8 times the normal amount each day. So you get a couple spells, you get a little weight gain, and you can, pack and unpack the carnival. Matter of fact, I wish I had an item like that was attuned to my house or something. So like, any moving would be a lot simpler.
Just click the button and everything just kind of stacks itself up in the truck and what have you. I think this is kind of a cool item. It's certainly legendary for the sake of the carnival.
Yeah.
But for any that's not attached, it's not really all that fabulous. Like you're looking at, weight gain and trackage of time for a handful of spells. That's not necessarily the best of a trade-off. But when I look at the fact that it's you are the carnival guy, like that's, or the carnival person, I should say, because it's whoever the handpicked, follower it would be. But it's definitely a cool thing. Just be like, all right, we're going to roll into town. I push the button and all of a sudden the magic of the carnival just takes over and everything just begins to get set up over the course of an hour. An entire carnival setting up that fast. It's an amazing experience.
It's very specific, right? It's cool, very specific. Maybe not so useful for adventurers, but maybe you just want to really annoy the dragon. You set up a carnival right in their lair.
I'm sorry, you can't come down for 8 hours.
Yeah. I can take this away for you, but it's gonna cost you.
So, definitely a lot of fun. So I'm guessing you're looking at the other legendary item, huh?
I am. Witchlight Vane, again, wondrous item. Legendary, requires attunement by Mr. Light or his hand-picked successor, so same deal. This ornate rod is topped with a pair of butterfly wings and incorporate a bit of red glass into its length. It weighs 3 pounds. Magic weapon. In the hands of one who is attuned to it, the vane can be wielded as a magic mace that grants a +3 bonus to attack and damage rolls. With it, in addition, the vane deals an extra die 8 radiant damage on a hit. Sense mood. While the vane is inside the perimeter of the Witchlight Carnival, it can sense the mood of every creature in the carnival that has an intelligence of 4 or higher. As an action, a creature attuned to the vane can use it to pinpoint the location of the happiest creature in the carnival. The butterfly shape at the top of the vane spins slowly clockwise when spirits in the carnival are generally high. If the general mood in the carnival is dour, the top of the vane spins slowly counterclockwise. Sentience. The vane is sentient to chaotic good. Wondrous item with an intelligence of 11, a wisdom of 14, and a charisma of 14. It has a hearing and normal vision out to a range of 30 feet. It communicates by transmitting emotion to the creature attuned to it. Its purpose is to make sure everyone in the Witchlight Carnival is having a good time. We get some additional properties. The creature holding the vane has vulnerability to lightning damage. The creature attuned to the vane can't be blinded, deafened, petrified, or stunned. While carrying the vane, the creature attuned to it can cast the Dancing Lights, Polymorph, or Raven Frost spell as an action requiring no spell components and using Charisma as the spellcasting ability. After the Vane's Polymorph spell is cast, roll a d8. On a roll of 3 or 8, there's a typo. The vane can't be used to cast the spell again until the next dawn. It actually says the watch. So this is actually slightly more powerful, I feel like, than the
yes,
than the watch.
Because first and foremost, it's a +3 weapon.
Yes.
So
that does an extra die 8 of radiant damage
to specific creatures. But it's still a +3 weapon in and of itself. That is a fantastic thing. The spell polymorph is much bigger than invisibility. Has a little bit more versatility. Invisibility.
No, it's just an extra die rating, not the specific creatures.
My apologies. I must have read something else.
The specific creatures that it does affect are the ones you hit. So you're absolutely correct, Ed.
No, I read a magic item recently that talked about doing extra damage to fiends and undead. I must have just implanted that into this discussion. I apologize. But polymorph, you can, when you cast the spell, it is not self only. This magic item doesn't say self only, whereas invisibility is always or is invisibility
no, you cast it on someone else.
All right, well, polymorph is still a bigger spell than invisibility.
It is.
So like you have more options with polymorph.
Both give you a utility spell as in addition, and both give you an attack cantrip.
Right. It's also a scenario where we look at, you roll the D8 and on a 3 or an 8, because 3 and 8 are, specific things within, the Witchlight. So I like to see that they have, those nods throughout the actual mechanical powers of not only the items, but different things throughout the adventure as well. So definitely a lot of fun things going on.
Yeah, so we got some cool magic items to use. The question is, are you using any of them in your game? Are then any of them absolutely off limits, out of limits? Would you allow your adventuring party to take over the circus or the carnival and take it wherever they go?
Are you playing Witchlight or the Wild Beyond the Witchlight? How invested are you into this, new Fey adventure? But if you want to help out, appease YouTube and Nerdarchy, while you're down in the comments, go ahead and like, share, subscribe, even go ahead and attune to that notification bell.
Quick reminder, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we drop new videos here on the channel. Come on back and see what's new. But hey, you can't wait till then. No worries, we've got you covered. You can check out new D&D races from Beyond the Witchlight up here.
So until next time, stay nerdy.